Welcome to the next episode of Venue Tours with Rosewood Media House 7. We are at one of my favorite venues, the Duke Mansion at 400, as GPS says, Hermitage, or Hermitage if you don't pronounce the H. They only host 25 wedding weekends per year, 150 guest max capacity, up to 20 guest overnight stay availability. They have a great selection of outdoor spaces as well as indoor access for all of your events. On-site catering and beverages handled by their executive chef and culinary team. With being only 2.5 miles away from the heart of the city, there are plenty of options. We're going to show you some local spots that you can walk to or even take a quick Uber to. So let's go ahead and check out the venue. Now the space that makes this place most desirable and that we're most familiar with the pictures is right here behind me. Let's roll the B-roll to this place. McGuire Garden and Pavilion. And just in case you can hear all of that beautiful noise in the background, they are actively keeping the grounds nice and manicured. So if you hear that in the background, that's all that's going on. These boys are hard at work. So let's check this place out. All right, so this is kind of the view from the ceremony space area where you might envision your tent at. Upstairs, you have your getting ready spaces as well as where your guests stay. Downstairs, this is what it looks like in one of the sunrooms. Look at the natural sun. It gets filtered through these screens a little bit, and then you can have someone take pictures. And right there, see, that's you. That's you on your wedding day. See the sunlight? This is actually the courtyard, and that's the garden in the background. Yeah, this is a beautiful spot too. And then on the opposite side, we have the Lindberger Welcome Garden. This is a great intimate spot for, your couples portraits, couple sessions, and just a nice little quiet area with some foliage back there. Make it look sexy in some of these pictures, This is the Barnhart Terrace. Look at how beautiful that is. It's great. I see tents going up here. This is great for your first looks. We've seen a lot of them done right here underneath this walkway, which is beautiful. Now, one of my favorite places at this entire venue is the Nisbet Garden. I've seen some people have weddings here where they actually hold this here as the ceremony space. Could even be utilized as like a good cocktail hour, if you ask me. But this is a great area too for a lot of your first looks. If you don't choose this as your ceremony space, this is amazing. Love these stairs. And she doesn't care to be on camera, but see, that's Mrs. Pierce in the background.
It's a very traditional location.
Very traditional location. Like that. There's also a fairy garden in the back. We need to go check that out. But this is Jane's garden. This is a great option for cocktail hour as well as, or no, what was it? You said the aisle, using this as like your bride's entry, coming around this corner here where no one can see her. And then you're back here and everyone's, oh my God. Mind the dramatics. Woodland Fairy Garden. Fantastic. There are some really cool little details in here. I don't imagine that you would take your couples photos back here. But if you were into all the little details, there's like a little fairy house on this tree, or at least his door. Don't imagine he has too many neighbors out here. And I say he, just guessing, I don't know. Don't imagine that a woman fairy would live this close to broken stuff, Well, I tell you what, they can make that interactive. All right, now we're on the inside. We can't talk that loud. But look at this floor. Mosaic tiles. Just this setup right here. Picturesque. And then this is one of the reception spaces. Ballroom area. We gotta be quiet. And we gotta be quick, but look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. This is the other sunroom. Off the right-hand side, you can see they've copied the mosaic tile, but this is just another beautiful space. When the sun comes in, great for breakfast, great for brunch, maybe even a cocktail hour, depending on the size of your guest list. Talk about a few local spots to eat at that are relatively nearby, as well as some nightlife to entertain some of your guests that don't want to stay on property. We have Ruru Tacos and Tequila, Mama Ricotta's, which is an Italian place, as well as the Melting Pot, which is a fondue restaurant. And then we have the Crunkleton, the Whiskey Warehouse, just to name a few spots.